The 2-minute rule. If a task takes 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. For example, if you receive an email that requires a quick reply, handle it immediately to maintain a clearer mind. The main advantage of the 2-minute rule is that it helps you stay on top of such small tasks, preventing them from becoming distractions later. However, there are exceptions to consider. If you're deeply engrossed in a critical task that demands your full attention, finishing it before handling any 2-minute tasks might be better. Interrupting your flow for minor tasks can sometimes be counterproductive. There are also some controversies surrounding this rule. Critics argue that constantly switching to handle 2-minute tasks can disrupt your focus, decreasing overall productivity. Batching these small tasks together might be more efficient in some cases. Parkinsons Rule. Parkinsons Rule states that work expands to fill the time available for completion. Let's say you have a school or work report due in a week. If you start working on it immediately and manage your time effectively, you might finish it in a few days. However, if you wait until the last minute to start, you'll likely rush to complete it before the deadline, despite it being theoretically possible to finish earlier. One of the main advantages of understanding Parkinson's Rule is that it highlights the importance of setting deadlines and constraints to manage time effectively. By imposing deadlines and allocating specific amounts of time to tasks, you can prevent unnecessary delays and increase productivity. However, some tasks may genuinely require more time and effort, especially for complex or creative endeavors where thorough planning and execution are essential. Factors such as unexpected obstacles or interruptions can also impact the time required to complete tasks. Controversies around Parkinson's Rule include criticisms that it oversimplifies the complexities of task management and productivity. Critics argue that while setting deadlines can be effective, strict adherence to arbitrary time limits may not always be practical or conducive to quality work. The Rule of 72. The Rule of 72 is a simple way to estimate how long an investment will take to double, given a fixed annual rate of return. To use it, you divide 72 by the annual interest rate. Say you have an investment with an annual return of 6%. By dividing 72 by 6, you find that your investment will take approximately 12 years to double. This quick calculation helps you understand the potential growth of your investments without complicated formulas or tools. The primary advantage of the Rule of 72 is its simplicity and speed. It provides a quick estimate to help make financial decisions and understand the impact of different interest rates on your investments. There are some exceptions to the Rule of 72. It works best for interest rates between 6% and 10%. For very high or very low rates, the estimate becomes less accurate. Besides, it assumes a constant rate of return, which is not always realistic in fluctuating markets. Critics point out that this rule oversimplifies investment growth and doesn't account for taxes, fees, and market volatility. However, as a basic rule of thumb, it remains a valuable tool for quick financial calculations. The Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique is a time management method that involves breaking work into intervals, typically 25 minutes long, followed by a short break. If you are working on something, try to power through for hours, setting a timer for 25 minutes and working intently until the timer goes off. Then, you take a 5-minute break to relax and recharge before starting another 25-minute session. After 4 sessions, you take a longer break of about 15-30 minutes. A key advantage of the Pomodoro Technique is that it helps prevent burnout and keeps you motivated by dividing your work into manageable chunks. The frequent breaks ensure you remain fresh and focused, while the timer encourages you to work efficiently and avoid distractions. However, for tasks that require deep, uninterrupted concentration, such as complex problem-solving or creative work, breaking up the time too frequently might hinder progress. In these cases, longer work intervals may be more effective. Also, many critics argue that rigidly adhering to the timer can sometimes be counterproductive, especially if you're really in the zone and prefer to continue working. Besides, the technique may not be suitable for all types of work or if you naturally prefer different work rhythms. Don't touch it twice. Don't touch it twice advises completing a task the first time you handle it, rather than postponing or revisiting it later. Using the email example again, if you receive an email that requires a quick response, respond immediately or delegate the task. The main advantage of the don't touch it twice principle is that it helps you maintain focus and productivity by handling tasks promptly. By addressing tasks immediately, you reduce the mental clutter of unfinished business and ensure that important matters are dealt with promptly. However, this principle doesn't apply to everything because some tasks may require additional time for thoughtful consideration or consultation with others before taking action. In such cases, delaying immediate action in favor of a more informed decision may be more beneficial. Rushing to complete tasks could also lead to errors or incomplete work. Some tasks benefit from a measured approach and strategic planning rather than immediate action. The 5-second rule. The 5-second rule encourages you to act on an impulse or decision within 5 seconds to prevent hesitation and procrastination. The idea is that you count down from 5 and then move to take action. Imagine you want to start a difficult task or speak up in a meeting. Instead of overthinking and potentially talking yourself out of it, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then immediately take action. This simple countdown can help you overcome hesitation and get started on whatever you need to do. The key advantage of the 5-second rule is that it helps you bypass doubt and fear, encouraging immediate action. It can be beneficial for tasks you procrastinate on, like making phone calls, starting a workout, or initiating conversations. However, acting impulsively within 5 seconds might not be wise in situations requiring careful thought and planning. Critics also point out that this rule oversimplifies the complexities of human behavior and decision-making. The 80-20. Rule the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, suggests that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Let's say you're working on a project with multiple tasks. By analyzing your progress, you realize that a few key activities are responsible for most of your results. Instead of evenly spreading your efforts across all tasks, you concentrate on those critical activities to maximize productivity and outcomes. One of the 80-20 rule's main advantages is that it helps you identify and prioritize the most effective actions, allowing you to work smarter, not harder. By focusing on the tasks that yield the highest returns, you can achieve better results in less time and less effort. This principle can be applied to various areas, including work, relationships, and personal development. Not all situations fit neatly into the 80-20 framework, though. Some tasks may require equal attention regardless of their immediate impact. For example, certain routine tasks or compliance-related activities might be necessary even if they don't directly contribute to most of your results. This rule may lead to neglecting essential but less immediately impactful tasks. They caution against using it as a one-size-fits-all solution and emphasize the need for a balanced approach in different contexts. Who not how. The who not how principle emphasizes the importance of finding the right people or resources to accomplish tasks or goals, rather than solely relying on your own ability to do everything. This approach aims to leverage strengths, expertise, and collaboration to achieve success more effectively. Suppose you have a complex project that requires expertise in areas outside your skill set. In this case, instead of trying to learn and do everything yourself, you prioritize identifying and bringing in individuals or team members with the necessary knowledge and skills to handle specific aspects of the project. This allows you to delegate tasks efficiently and focus on leveraging your own strengths. The who not how principle promotes efficiency and specialization. By focusing on finding the right people or resources, you can leverage their expertise to achieve higher quality results in less time. This approach fosters a collaborative environment where people contribute their unique skills, leading to more innovative and effective solutions. However, in some situations, particularly in smaller teams or for highly specialized tasks, finding the right individuals with the necessary expertise may be challenging or costly. In such cases, it may be necessary to invest in training or developing skills internally. The main criticism of this rule is that it can lead to dependency and potential conflicts when relying too heavily on external expertise or resources. The Zynic effect. The Zynic effect states that people tend to remember unfinished or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. This psychological phenomenon can be leveraged to enhance productivity and motivation. Imagine you're working on a puzzle but have to stop halfway through. You'll likely think about the puzzle even after you've stepped away because your brain is fixated on completing the unfinished task. This can create a sense of urgency and motivation to return and finish. One of the main advantages of the Zynic effect is that it can help you stay motivated to complete tasks. By intentionally leaving a task unfinished, you can harness this effect to keep your mind engaged and eager to return to the task, reducing procrastination and improving focus. But there are exceptions to this effect. For people with high anxiety or those prone to stress, the Zynic effect might lead to excessive worry and an inability to disconnect from work, resulting in burnout. In such cases, finding a balance and ensuring that the effect is used positively without causing undue stress is important. A major controversy around this effect is that it might not be universally applicable, and its impact can vary significantly among individuals. Moreover, while it can enhance motivation, it might also lead to distraction if multiple tasks are left incomplete, causing mental clutter and decreased overall productivity. Eat the Frog First. Eat the Frog First advises tackling your most challenging or unpleasant task early in the day, typically at the beginning of your work schedule. The idea is to prioritize and complete the task you dread most, which can help increase productivity and reduce procrastination. Imagine you have a daunting project that you've been putting off. Instead of delaying it further, you tackle it first thing in the morning. By addressing the task head-on and getting it out of the way, you eliminate the stress and mental burden associated with procrastination, allowing you to focus more effectively on other tasks throughout the day. One of the main advantages of the Eat the Frog First strategy is that it helps you maintain momentum and productivity. By confronting challenging tasks early on, you start your day with a sense of accomplishment and motivation, which can positively impact your overall productivity. This approach also frees up mental energy and allows you to allocate your attention to other priorities without worrying about unfinished tasks. There are exceptions to this strategy, as some individuals may find they're more productive later in the day or have specific tasks requiring peak energy levels. In such cases, scheduling challenging tasks during their optimal working hours may be more beneficial rather than strictly adhering to a morning routine. Controversies around Eat the Frog First include differing opinions on whether tackling the most challenging task is always necessary. Critics argue that this strategy may not work for everyone and could lead to burnout if not balanced with breaks and work variation throughout the day. Biological prime time. Prime time refers to the periods of the day when you are most alert, focused, and productive. By identifying and scheduling your most important tasks during these peak times, you can optimize your efficiency and output. If you're a morning person who feels most energized and clear-headed between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., reserve that time for activities that require deep concentration and creative thinking, such as writing reports or brainstorming ideas, instead of routine or low-priority tasks. This way, you'll ensure that you're working on high-impact tasks when you're at your best. One key advantage of recognizing your prime time is that it allows you to make the most of your natural energy levels and cognitive abilities. By aligning your most important work with your peak performance times, you can accomplish more in less time and produce higher quality results. This approach can also reduce fatigue and burnout, as you're not forcing yourself to work on demanding tasks when your energy is low. However, some jobs and responsibilities might require you to be productive outside of your prime time, and not all tasks can be scheduled according to personal energy peaks. Flexibility and adaptability are fundamental in such situations. Opposers also say that it can be challenging for people with unpredictable schedules or those in roles with constant interruptions to identify and utilize their prime time effectively. They also point out that strict adherence to this concept might lead to neglecting tasks that need immediate attention, regardless of the time of day. The 12-week year. The 12-week year is a planning method that treats every 12 weeks as a year, focusing on achieving specific goals within this shorter time frame. Instead of giving yourself a whole year to complete something, you break it down into a 12-week cycle. You create a detailed plan, set milestones, and review weekly progress. This shorter deadline encourages you to stay on track and make consistent progress, avoiding the procrastination that often comes with longer deadlines. If nothing, this method allows for greater achievement in less time by creating a sense of urgency and promoting consistent action. With a clear plan and regular check-ins, you can stay focused and motivated, making it easier to accomplish your goals. This method also allows for more frequent assessments and adjustments, helping you stay aligned with your objectives. However, some long-term projects or goals might require more time than 12 weeks, making it impractical to complete them within such a short period. Besides, some tasks might need longer-term planning and resources that don't fit into a 12-week cycle. Controversies exist around the 12-week year. Critics argue that it can lead to unrealistic expectations and increased stress, especially if goals are not achieved within the set time frame. They also suggest that this method might only be suitable for some types of work, particularly those requiring extended development and execution periods.